Defund DOC is a movement and belief. Our mission is to stop oppression, exploitation, and bring about relief. Raise awareness, open eyes to the corruption in our midst. It's a higher way of thinking, but I'm sure you'll get the gist. Corrupt politicians and slimy administrators want to label us rebels and radical demonstrators. We are the ones who aren't scared, the voices that were never there, the ones willing to fight when no one else cared, the ones who stood up and finally said this isn't right, the only ones pushing back against the bureaucratic might. Support us if you can and listen for a few, because ultimately Defund DOC is for you.
Welcome to another episode of Defund DOC podcast. I'm Linda, and with me is my co-host, Daniel J. Sims.
What up, everybody? It's Defund D, and we're having another episode of the comedian, Amazing Dirt. He gave us an awesome repertoire of his comedic skills and impromptu singing abilities. We're back today. Thank you all for coming. Go ahead, Linda, take us off.
On the last podcast, you introduced yourself to the audience and gave us a dose of your comedic and satirical music skills. Today, we'd like to delve deeper into your mind. Can you tell the listeners what an 8-minute top ramen is?
Oh, my God, an 8-minute top ramen. Well, there's a little story behind the 8-minute top ramen, and it started off with, in prison we have microwaves. Some places don't, but here where we're at, we have a microwave. And every time I used to go to the microwave to make my meal, to warm up my food, there was always a guy there just sitting at the microwave, just sitting there, just cooking. And I was like, what is this dude cooking? Because it has to be extravagant. Whatever this dude is cooking is taking him so long, it has to be so exciting or extravagant. So he kept restarting the microwave. 2 minutes turned into 4 minutes. 4 minutes turned into 6 minutes. 6 minutes turned into 8. I mean, it went to like 30 minutes. And he finally opened the microwave. And he said, hey, man, you got to check this out, man. I just got done cooking something amazing. It was just a top ramen. 30 minutes for a top ramen, man. Can you imagine that? Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. I think my fiance just dealt with that in the visiting room the other day with somebody. How long did it take that guy to cook that hamburger?
I can't remember what it said on there.
Why do you got to take forever to cook a 1-minute item? They're going to take 10 minutes.
Can you tell us what aggressive panhandling is?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I've had my experiences with panhandling myself. It's not my favorite thing to do, but there is a technique when it comes to panhandling, and it's more like passive-aggressive panhandling. Now, if you ever had to panhandle before, you really don't want to do it. It's something that you don't want to do, but you find yourself in a position. Let's say you run out of gas, and you're holding up a pump. You're holding the pump up, and, the person that's in line is like, what's taking this guy so long? What is taking this person so long to pump their gas? And it's not a race thing, but usually, for me, it was always a Caucasian male that would just look at me like, man, I'm so sick of this black dude. What is he doing? He know he's broke. This guy know he's broke. So what ended up happening was he would say, hey, man, I don't got no cash, man. I'm not going to give you no money, but here goes my card. And he would put his card into the machine so I could get gas. And, he wouldn't stop. Like, he would let me just keep pumping. And I'm like, it's $20 already. It's $30 already, and I had my female friend with me, and she was like, babe, he's actually going to let you use that much money? So aggressive panhandling is actually you tricking the person behind you in line. It's not you running up on them, asking them for money, but if you do ask somebody for money, aggressive panhandler always knows to just start off with a quarter or 50 cents versus asking for $1. So there's a technique to it. So what, you're saying you'll, track somebody in the store until they're right about to go up to the cashier and then race in front of them and then go to the cashier knowing that you don't have the money for the product? Absolutely. Absolutely. And then what, turn over to them and say, hey, what's up, you got Well, actually, you don't say anything to them. They say it to you. Because you irritate them, you keep digging in your pocket like you're searching for some money, and you dropped it, and they're like, you can hear them smacking their teeth like, you know what, here, I'll pay for it. Keep the change, because they're just so irritated. And some people, they strategically do it, and I've done it myself. I may admit to you, I'm one of those people. That's hilarious. Hey, everybody, just watch out for the aggressive panhandler. Dirk showed it to you first. He elevated your understanding. Absolutely.
Tell our listeners what the funky mouth syndrome is.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure everybody in the world has maybe been in a relationship with somebody who has a rotten tooth, and it's kind of hard to tell them that. Or maybe you had a rotten tooth in your mouth, so it's kind of like, I love this person, I'm attracted to this person, but this person's mouth is funky. How do I tell somebody that their breath is stinking? And it's very uncomfortable. So during COVID, I met a couple guys, and we came up with an invention that, we always wanted to introduce to the world, and it's for the people with the funky mouth syndrome. Now, you don't have to wear the mask for the virus, but anytime the mask smells somebody's breath, it automatically goes up. And it kind of like lets them know, hey, this dude's breath is stinking. So, if you have any teeth in your mouth that need to be taken out, please do that, man. Do that for us. Please do that.
So you're saying you want to invent a mask that will automatically go up when it detects bad breath?
You got it, man.
Hey, for all you out there that trying to find a new invention, hey, don't be trying to steal dirt.
That's called the funky mouth syndrome mask. Absolutely.
What is your idea regarding After They Told?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone has seen an episode of First 48, and no one ever gets to see what happens to a person after they've actually snitched on somebody. And we've actually been to places where there's a whole world of people who have reinvented themselves. And the key to After They Told is basically after they snitch, a snitch will never say, I'm a snitch, and they will always try to find another snitch and say, hey, man, that guy's no good. He's a snitch. But the whole time, they're the snitch.
All right, so you say they're going to do a fake 57, try to get everybody to think that they're good, but the other person is no good, but they're in reality the no good one, so they're like trying to do some reverse snitch psychology?
There you go. Nobody would ever be the one to admit that they're the actual snitch. You will always run into somebody that shifts the blame, and I'm pretty sure you've met somebody like that, D.
Oh, my goodness. They're all around, man. They call them imposters. Yeah, they're all around, man. That's hilarious. Hey, so you're really trying to start a show? What is this show talking about? It's After They Snitched? Is that what the name of the show?
Yes, that's the name of the show, man. I think it would be real catchy. I think there's a big market and an unknown market that we could tap into for the guys that are running around slipping through the cracks, There's a bunch of guys that everybody doesn't die if they're a snitch, I've run into a lot of people who have snitched and they're still living. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Still living.
Why are you outraged about fake tits and bad teeth?
Oh, man. Once again, they don't allow us to get our teeth worked on, but they're allowing certain individuals to get a boob job in prison. And we really like, man, well, shit, I might as well just get some fake teeth because I'll never get some good teeth.
Hey, that's a real thing of dirt. They're going to give you some breast augmentation that costs like $30,000-$40,000, but they won't replace your front teeth that can help you get a job. What is the reasoning for this?
I guess they want you to be a stripper or something, You got to be part of the plan. You got to get with it.
What is the big black guy stereotype you're talking about?
Oh, my God, man. Well, let me tell you about a situation that I once had. I had a cellmate, and you have a lot of people on movies, that thing that they show you on Friday After Next, the guy Damon, the character Damon, the big buff black guy being gay, is a real thing, and I've experienced it hands-on. I didn't have to do anything with this guy because he wasn't into black guys. Thank God. Thank God he wasn't into black guys. But I had a cellmate, and he was 6'9", 350 pounds of all gay buff muscle. And he was an ex-Crip. He was a Crip, and he wore a pink bandana, and he came into the cell. I woke up, and, I had my sleeping mask on and everything, and I heard my door open, and he walked in, and he said, "What's up, Cass? My name's Pinky Loke." And I was like, what the? Pinky Loke? So I shook his hand or whatever, but he had a strong handshake, man, and he kind of pulled me in. And, yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. The bigger they get, it's like a hormone that goes off in their brain, and they become gayer. So the bigger they get, the gayer they get.
Derek, you're out of pocket. That is insane. Man, that's a first for that one, man. I remember that movie Friday, and that. Hey, that's a real thing, huh? That's what they're talking about down south, called down low, huh?
Yeah, it's the down low. Now, I'm not against any gays, mind you. I love everybody in the community, so I'm not against gays. But it was just a scary experience for me. Luckily, I was dark-skinned.
Why do most guards bring their problems to work?
Oh, man. Another thing that I think you can agree with, D, is I think they lose power in the household. I think their wives don't listen to them, and the kids just don't give them the proper respect. And when they come to work, they want to demand respect. So what better than to pick on the inmate? We're gonna have to listen to what they say, regardless, or go to the hole. So a lot of COs, they come here yelling, just arguing with us, picking fights, and I think something's going on at home.
Hey, so you're saying they got some kind of domestic disputes that they're bringing to prison, and that's why the brutality is happening?
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure you've dealt with that, D. Have you not?
Absolutely. And so you're basically doing some psychology root causes here. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I just want these guys to come and, practice professionalism and have some fun. They really don't have to do anything other than look at a computer screen, and they want to yell at us, Hey, sit down. Hats off in the day room. They find little things to nitpick about. And it's like, we just want to, we just want to do our time. That's all.
That's hilarious. That's a real thing, though.
Do guys in prison change their voice when they're on the phone with their chick?
Oh, man, I'm guilty of it. I'm not going to lie. It all depends on who I'm talking to, but I'm pretty sure when guys are talking to their lady friend, man, they put their sexy voice on. I've done it, my best time is in the morning time when my voice is a little deeper, it's, hello, how you doing, babe? And they always catch it, like, why do you sound like that? Are you okay? And I think all guys in the morning, that's the best time. How's your voice in the morning, D?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I try to get Linda on the phone right real quick in the morning, man, so I can give her a little dose.
It's just a prison thing, y'all. Just a prison thing.
That's hilarious.
What does it mean that you can be anybody you want in prison?
Oh my goodness. Now, once again, I am an African American. I am a black guy, and some of the worst storytellers in prison are black guys. I mean, you will hear a black guy say, hey, man, I got $10,000 out there, man. I got 2 Maseratis. I got a bunch of different girls. I got all these exotic girls. And then by the end of the conversation, he looks at you and whispers to you, hey, man, let me borrow a suit.
Hey, that is real. That is real.
You can be anybody you want in prison. You can be anybody you want. An astronaut. You could be a pilot. You never had a bus pass. You're talking about you a pilot.
Hey, that's a real thing, man. I bet some cats say they've been across the country hustling and doing all this stuff, man, and talking about all these different places they've been, pimping and pandering, and all these different cars they've had. And next thing you know, they're asking me for a soup, man, and that's a real thing.
Or grandma. You would think they were talking to their chick, and then next thing you know, grandma, you gonna give me that food package?
How come everyone in prison thinks they're a personal trainer but can't answer one question about nutrition?
Oh, man, because they might have the look, but they're not educated. I mean, everybody in prison, I don't know if you guys ever met somebody in prison, but most guys who have been incarcerated usually tend to have a nice physique. And, I'm a personal trainer, but they have no knowledge. So, I mean, to actually be a personal trainer, you got to learn the educational side. You got to get certified, man. Please get certified, because if you try to trick me into doing burpees and a bunch of sit-ups and jumping jacks, man, tell me what I'm doing this for. Please, tell me what the hell all this is for, because I'm sore and I don't know what to eat afterwards.
Hey, that's hilarious, and it reminds me of that saying, you got a prison build, because they be having cats get out of prison and they be all built up top wearing a tank top and looking all dieseled in, but then the minute they go put on shorts, they got thick legs.
Yeah, you better hide your legs.
How come you ain't getting some proportion around here?
Because they're not educated, brother. They're not educated.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Well, man, Dart, man, we appreciate you giving us another dose of your comedic skills. Man, I really think that there's a market for your abilities and talent, man. I really think that you should get, a chance to showcase that talent, man, someday on the comedic stage. I think that you got it. Man, so is there anything else that you would like to come off the cuff with and share with the audience? Do you have anything cooking right now, like any songs or anything that you would like to share with the audience?
Well, I do have a song that goes with the bad breath. I have one that goes with the bad breath, man. So You know, I stole it from Beyonce. I got the rhythm from Beyonce. Okay, this is for the bad breath people out there, man. You know, somebody still loves you, but I had to make a song about you guys. And it goes a little something like this. If you got bad breath, and you know when you got bad breath, and you know when you got bad breath, and you know when you got that, you got bad breath. And you know when you got bad breath, and you know when you got that breath, and you know when you smell that.
That's too much, man. That is too much, man. You be giving the audience everything you got, man. That's hilarious. That's exceptional, man.
They got a remix for everything, man.
Yeah.
I got a remix for tweakers and everything, man.
No, what is this?
You want to check it out?
Yeah, keep it G-rated, but yeah, let's hear it.
Blinded by the pipe. Get an 8-ball and we'll be up all night. Blinded by the pipe. Take another hit and watch your lips turn white. Stop. Let me stop.
That is hilarious. Oh, my goodness. And I know you could go on for hours on these hooks, man, and I'm glad, but we're thankful that you're sharing this with us, man. This is hilarious.
Oh, yeah, man. I got to keep it PG, though. I got to keep it PG-13, man. I can't unleash it. I can't unleash it all, man. There's certain parts of the hook, man, that might offend people, so I'm not going to go all the way in. I'm not going to go all the way in.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I think that the audience would be very appreciative of your skills someday on that comedic stage, man. So just keep striving, man. Let me ask you a question, man. So with all this time and all this struggle that you're enduring, man, how does it feel to turn that pain and suffering, man, that you're enduring in prison, man, into comedy?
Well, I was always told, man, you got to laugh through your pain. You know, I lost my mom at the age of 21. She was 46. She died to cancer. And, you know, I went through a dark time. You know, I'm not talking about my skin color this time, but, yeah, I went through a real dark time, man. And through me making, you know, jokes and laughing through the pain, you know, it always helped me get through. You know, it always taught me to be resilient. And you should laugh more than you cry, you know. And that's one of my biggest things, man, is not to let the world, let life defeat you. We have so much living to do. You know, I was just diagnosed with MS, and I had to make a joke about it, you know. I had to get through it. That's the only way I know how to function and live a happy, healthy life, even with us doing all this time. How much time do you have?
Yeah, I still got some years, man. The injustice of this system, they're essentially trying to kill me, man, and I didn't kill nobody. So that means that just based off of that, it's an immoral system because proportionality should reign supreme, you know?
Absolutely.
We shouldn't have a system that will unfairly incarcerate you for long sentences, in essence killing you with a long sentence when you haven't killed nobody to deserve such a sentence, you know? I got 14 years left, man. I'm from Seattle, and, you know, I'm still shooting for mercy and another shot at sharing my light with the community. But I know you are doing that as well, man. You've been down for some years, and you're from Tacoma, so just right there up in my neck of the woods, a little ways up. How do you feel about the sentence you were given?
Well, you know, it's a tricky one, man. It's tricky, you know. I believe I should have got some time, but I was actually sentenced to 53 years for an accomplice to murder, which means I wasn't the actual, you know, principal. I wasn't the actual suspect. But, you know, with my involvement in being around, you know, I can't say I'm totally innocent, but I don't think 53 years is it's not just. It's not just. You know, if you can't get it right in 5-10 years and show change, then you're not probably going to get it right in 50 years.
And that's what defunddoc.net is working for.
Absolutely, Linda. Yeah, so when it comes down to sentencing reform, man, that's like one of our key points is like, why are you incarcerating our people for long sentences? Is there another motive behind this? And I think the Spokesman Review just did a front page article, or they did an article, a big one, some weeks back about the profit that Correctional Industries has just produced in the last fiscal year. And as you can imagine, it blew my mind. Guess how many millions it was, Dirk?
How much, man?
$110 million that Correctional Industries made last fiscal year off our slave labor.
Well, I was part of that. I was working CI.
Yeah, exactly. So how does it feel to know that they stole your labor, your wages, and have posted a profit of $110 million off of your labor?
Well, I feel robbed. I'm not going to lie. I've been working in CI for about 5 years, and I have nothing to show.
How much you got on your books right now, Dirt?
I got about $10.
That's insane. That's insane. The fact is they always want to harp on how much it costs to incarcerate our people. $25,000 is a ballpark of what they say it costs to incarcerate our people. But do they ever factor in the wages that they're stealing, the millions that they're stealing? These prisons, mass incarceration is being subsidized by our labor. So don't for a minute think that the taxpayer is the ones funding these prisons solely. It's our labor that's funding these prisons. And let's get it real. They're stealing that from us. That's the reason why recidivism is so high. You release somebody after doing 10, 15, 20 years with, $40 gate money, they ain't got nobody that's there for them after that amount of time. They're starting their life all over again. You've institutionalized this person. This person is thinking like it's time to commit crimes and this and that. Like, they have no other way of thinking. They're just surrounded by violence, extreme violence. I mean, you could go, 2-3 weeks without a fight, and then all of a sudden there'll be a fight or a stabbing or a multi-man jumping somebody. And when you're surrounded and traumatized by this violence, and then you got guards brutalizing our people, then you got prison administration just moving you around like you're a chess piece. You always got to think, Dirt, what was the motive behind these long sentences? 50 years for being an accessory. You didn't do nothing to deserve that much time. I mean, yeah, you deserve time. Don't get wrong. We deserve to be separated from society, but we deserve to be treated like a human being and have some dignity too. So where's the balance? Where's the fairness and equity and justice? You know what I'm saying, Dirt? Is there an actual reasoning behind these long sentences? Do you think that potentially the whole reasoning behind hard-on crime legislation is really slavery?
Well, it's a way of disguising the slavery. Legally enslaving somebody. They make it seem like, oh, we're keeping the bad people away from society, but they actually put pressure on us and go out of their way to dehumanize us. They go out of their way to make you feel less than, and you're not equal, and you won't ever work towards being a equal or somebody's neighbor or somebody's, son or brother again. They want you to be so far gone and so stripped from, being a basic human being. They need more things and systems and curriculums and things that make a person feel like a human being again. It shouldn't be punish you for this, punish you for that, punish you for that. I mean, I feel beat down mentally, like I'm drained. I can't lie to you.
Oh my goodness, Dirt, that's profound. That is exactly what I tell my people every time I talk to them. Linda knows how many times I've told her that in prison you have pressure from all sides. You are being pressured from your prisoner population, from all the inmates in regards to the prison politics, the prison violence. You know what I mean? Then you're getting pressure from the guards, all the guard oppression, all the guard prejudice, all the guards oppression. You know what I mean? It's just stifling you, right? Your whole person. And then you're being pressured by the fact that you're losing relationships with your brother, your sister, your mom, your father, your kids. Sometimes that indifference that you get from, losing contact with your family is suffocating. You know what I'm saying? That pressure. So you're basically on all sides where do you turn when you're in prison? Thank God I have, somebody special in my life like Linda that's, there for me. But what about you, Dirt? I mean, you don't even have somebody special to turn to in your moment of trauma in regards to your MS diagnosis.
Man, it became a lot. It became a lot for a person that I was actually talking to. And this is like basically my best friend. On top of that. But, through J-Pay switching to Securus, her getting denied to get put on my visiting list 3 times for a minor warrant that she took care of, but, it was still showing, it just became overwhelming. Instead of a blessing, I became a burden, and I couldn't be mad at her. I understood exactly what she was going through with dealing with the hoops that you have to deal with the DOC.
Absolutely. You know what those are called? Those are called obstacles that they put in place in front of your community, in front of your family. That way your family becomes separated and alienated from you. Why do they got all these systems in place to alienate our families from us? they've already proven scientifically through the data that if you have strong familial ties, then you're less likely to recidivate. But yet, here they are intentionally keeping you from somebody that is a positive influence in your life. And so I really apologize for DOC on your behalf. You know, this is supposed to be a government of the people, for the people, but this government has turned too big. It needs to be defunded, and the money needs to be refunded to the taxpayer.
Absolutely. Refund.
Yes, sir.
How hard is it to find somebody special in a place like that?
Oh man, you gotta actually pay to get on a pen pal website. You gotta actually pay money. So it's almost like you're on the streets and you're, trying to pay for a date, which is almost, I'm not gonna say what it sounds like, but yeah, you gotta get on the internet. You gotta, meet a bunch of catfishes, and it's just you don't know who you're meeting out there. It's hard to meet somebody that's genuine. Some people are lonely out there, so they control guys in here. I've turned down a lot of potential, relationships just out of, not wanting to play games with people and not wanting to play games with people. It's very tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can imagine. It's like everything is kind of set up against you. Like they keep the wages so far down. You're barely able to afford soap and shampoo and maybe a case of soups, and then you also got to spend, $100-something to try to get on a pen pal website. So what, you're stacking up, $20 every paycheck or something, to get on a pen pal website might take a year of saving.
You got to pay to meet and you got to pay to eat.
Yes, sir. That's sad. I wish you luck. And man, if anybody out there is, looking for a good man, I recommend this guy Dirk. He's a funny comedian, and he's looking for somebody that can stand up against the state and be somebody to advocate for him and be a power in his life, somebody he can turn to. What are you looking for in a woman, Dirk?
Just somebody who's comfortable in their skin. Someone who's self-motivated, has some drive. Just understand, because I can't stand pity hookups. I don't want anybody to feel pity for me. I just look for a good person, someone who's genuine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that there's somebody out there for you. But let's turn back to something funny, man. Let's get off this heaviness, man. Let me ask you a question, man. You always talking about these people around here, like talking how they treat the inmates and stuff, man. The other day you hitting on a topic in regards to slave ship, man, and you came off the cuffs with a satirical song that I really would like to share with the audience, man. Before we close,
time, man. You want to hear it one more time?
Yeah.
Man? Okay. I'm bringing slave ships back. Yeah, you dirty inmates don't know how to act. Yeah, they see me driving in my Cadillac. Yeah, they pull me over just because I'm black. Yeah, I treat us like some slaves. Dirty slaves. You're so dang skinny, all I see is rib cage. I'll whip your black butt if you misbehave. Then DOC threw me back in my cage. Yeah, take it to the slaves.
Oh, that's hilarious. Everybody, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Defund DOC.
You have 1 minute left.
Dirk, Damian, Davis, DOC 325-304. Look him up on Securus, JPay, whatever, man. He's hilarious, man. Thank you for joining us. And thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.